Over a decade after the activities of the first film, the movie starts with Jake Sully narrating his modest and peaceful lifestyles as chief of the Omaticaya Clan and elevating a family with his wife Neytiri, which includes his sons Neteyam and Lo'ak and his daughter Tak, his adopted daughter Kiri, born from Grace Augustine's comatose Na6 avatar, and a human boy named Spider, the son of Miles Quaritch, who was born on Pandora however used to be unable to be transported to Earth in cryostasis. While Jake is capable to be given Spider as an adopted son, Neytiri is distrustful of him given his human origins. However, all the children mingle and socialize well with each other including Spider, whom Kiri is affectionate with even though he is a human. Spider does not include his human heritage and feels extra inclined to Na6 lifestyle and traditions. They lead a normal life till one day they note an odd celebrity in the night sky. Much to their dismay, they recognize it's a RDA spaceship with human beings returning to Pandora to colonize it, erecting a new primary operating base. But again, among the new arrivals in the ship is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Na6 body and with his memories uploaded from before his death. As a result, Quaritch is unable to consider his demise at the fingers of Jake, however is only able to recollect the occasions in the past and his vengeful mission to eliminate Jake. To prevent the RDA from exploiting Pandora again, Jake leads a strategic guerrilla operation towards the RDA supply strains, weakening them. In one of the operations, Lo'ak, who disobeys Neteyam and keen to show himself, tries to assist Jake in hostilities but receives wounded. Jake rescues and disciplines him to not endanger his very own security with the aid of being reckless. That night, whilst tending to his wounds, Neytiri evenly reminds Jake to be not too hard on Lo'ak, to which Jake expresses his subject as a father for the security of his children. Meanwhile, the retaliation act on the RDA supply lines doesn't take a seat well with Quaritch, who initiates a search mission to kill Jake. During a playful venture, Jake's adolescents along with Spider discover deeper into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his team are at the same vicinity exploring the web page where Quaritch receives to see his human remains. An observant Lo'ak notices their presence and quickly informs his father Jake, who is alerted to the situation. However, a skirmish happens and Quaritch's squad captures Jake's children. Jake and Neytiri arrive in time and free most of them, however Spider is taken by Quaritch, who recognizes him as his son. Aboard the ship, the RDA tries to coercively extract statistics about Jake from Spider, who refuses to provide. Changing strategy, Quaritch addresses Spider as his son and also to give an explanation for greater about the Na6 in change for his freedom on his side. Although uncooperative and unaware of Quaritch's real mission, Spider teaches Quaritch about Na6 culture. Quaritch is also efficaciously in a position to tame an Ikron flying creature as his vehicle. Knowing the threat, Spider's information of his whereabouts poses to their safety and also to keep away from every other catastrophe. Jake convinces a reluctant Neytiri and his household to banish themselves from the Omaticaya clan and shy away to the Japanese seaboard of Neteyam, a coral reef island whose clan and way of life is tailored to Pandora's aquatic habitat. Jake passes on his chief mantle to his successor, and leaves together with his household to Neteyam. Once arrived, they are greeted by way of the clan chief Neytiri and his wife Ronal, who is dubious of them initially. However, Jake explains their situation and they are agreed to continue to be and given shelter. Even though some tribesmen deride Jake and his adolescents for their genetic human heritage, the family learns the approaches of the reef people incomes the respect of them. Kiri is interested with the aquatic life of Neteyam and develops a spiritual bond with the sea and its creatures, whilst Lo'ak befriends Syria, the daughter of clan chief Neytiri and his wife Ronal. While adapting to their new environment, Lo'ak receives into a fight with Syria's brother Aonan when he makes a crude comic story about Kiri and him, of their mixed human lineage. Jake admonishes his son for his behavior. At Jake's insistence, Lo'ak returns to make an apology to Aonan and his friends. However, they entice him to a day out into the territory of an unsafe sea predator and leave him stranded as a revenge. The sea predator tries to attack Lo'ak. However, Lo'ak is saved via and befriends Payakan, a Tulkan, unwise, and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Neteyam reflect on consideration on their non-secular family. Upon his return to Neteyam, Chief Neytiri, who grew to become aware of Aonan's actions on Lo'ak, asks the former to express regret to Lo'ak. However, Lo'ak takes the blame on himself, winning Aonung's friendship. He is also informed that Payakan is an outcast amongst his species. Meanwhile, on a day out to an offshoot of the Tree of Souls, Kiri links with it to meet her mother, but suffers a violent seizure. She is healed by using Ronal, but when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Quaritch is able to track them to the archipelago, the place the reef human beings live. Bringing Spider with him, he commandeers a whaling vessel which is looking Tulkins to harvest their genius enzymes for growing anti-aging remedies. Quaritch begins to brutally question the indigenous tribes about Jake's location. Failing that, he orders the whaling crew to wantonly kill the Tulkins in order to draw Jake out. Lo'ak mentally links with Payakan and learns that the Tulkin was forged out due to the fact he went towards the methods of his species and attacked the whalers who killed his mother. When the Neteyam a study of the Tulkin slaughters, Lo'ak takes off to warn Payakan, followed by his siblings, Syria and Aonung. They find Payakan being chased with the aid of the whalers, and Lo'ak, Kiri, and Tuk are captured via Quaritch. With their children in danger, Jake, Neytiri, and the Neteyam set out to confront the humans. Quaritch forces Jake to surrender, but seeing his soul brother imperiled, Payakan attacks the whalers, triggering a fight which kills most of the crew and severely damages the vessel, causing it to sink. Neteyam rescues Lo'ak and Spider, but is fatally shot. Jake faces Quaritch, who uses Kiri as a hostage. When Neytiri does the equal with Spider, Quaritch at first denies his son, however desists when Neytiri cuts Spider on the chest. Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri, and Tuk quit. Up trapped enter the sinking vessel. Jake strangles Quaritch into unconsciousness and is rescued by means of Lo'ak and Payakan, and Kiri summons sea creatures to help her retailer Neytiri and Tuk. Spider finds and rescues Quaritch, but leaves him due to his cruelty towards the Na6 and placing his goal to kill Jake's household over being his father and becoming a suitable man. Him returned to rejoin Jake's family. After Neteyam's funeral, Jake and his family figure out to stay with the Neteyam permanently.